Hello, everyone. My name is Marco Palladino, and I am the CTO and co-founder of Kong. Today, I'm going to be showing you a very exciting no-code AI plugin, which is one of the 6 plugins we just shipped in Kong Gateway 3.6 for the AI Gateway. With this no-code plugin, we can generate net new AI traffic without actually having to build against any LLM provider. We apply the Kong plugin, and then Kong will transform the existing request by making the underlying AI request to the LLM provider that we want without us having to actually do anything about it. So it's a no code because there is no code that needs to be written anywhere in your applications. So right now I'm running Kong locally, and I do have a plugin that is being added called Request Transformer. And this plugin is actually going to be doing something quite simple. It's going to find any number in my request and double them. And if there is a city, it will also put the country name in the brackets next to it. Obviously, this is a very simple example. We can use this for enriching our data, for making transformations, for doing pretty much all sorts of things we would like AI to do for us. And for this example, I'm using OpenAI as the underlying backend, but we could be using any LLM that Kong AI Gateway supports, including Mistral, Llama, Cohere, and so on and so forth. So in Insomnia, I can start making my request. And if I type a city with name of San Francisco, my plugin, which has been defined here, will essentially find the city, and it will append the country name next to it, because this is exactly what we asked our AI to do. When I configure my API service, I can then add this plugin and configure what is the provider and the model that I want to consume. Obviously, because this is being executed on Kong Gateway, we could be changing this at any time without having to update our applications. And we could, for example, point to Mistral or point to any other AI provider without having to change any line of code. This is AI on top of existing API traffic that does not require any intervention in our applications other than writing the plugin. So let's do something more interesting. So here, by the way, we can also double the numbers. So if I put San Francisco 20, it will obviously now find that there is a number in that request. And as we make that request, obviously the latency depends on the underlying LLM provider. Here it is, the number has been doubled. But I could be doing things like transformations. So for example, I could say to my AI Request Transformer plugin, translate the request parameters in French. And if I do this and I save my API, I just updated it using DEC, which is the declarative configuration for Kong. And I make a request again. This is my favorite city. And I send this request. Now, without having to change anything, without having to write any code, only by setting up the Kong Gateway plugin, we are instructing AI to do something with that request on the fly at runtime. And here it is. We have entirely translated the parameter name and the value of my request. The possibilities of these plugins are just endless. This plugin, like all the other plugins shipped in Kong Gateway 3.6, is free and open source. You can get up and running with this by creating an account on Connect, by going to konghk.com. It's our cloud platform. Or you can download Kong open source and run it yourself wherever you're running your Kong Gateway. Thanks for watching, and don't miss the other demonstrations for all the other AI plugins that we shipped in Kong Gateway 3.6.